guys, and welcome to day 2 of your 7-day movement Kickstarter. I hope you found some time to do some expansion breathing yesterday and that you're feeling a bit better for it. So today is all about posture and resetting our posture back into neutral, which I like to think of as the biomechanic home of the body, because it puts every joint and every muscle in the right spot to take the right load and the right amount of movement that it's designed for. Now, unfortunately, the stuff we do every day takes us further and further away from being in neutral spine. And that not only affects us as we are moving through our day, but it affects how we sit in the saddle as well. So I wanted today to be all about resetting back into neutral, and I'm just going to run you through how to find neutral spine yourselves. Okay, so starting from the top, and as a result of compressive living, we tend to get quite rounded through the shoulders, collapsing the rib cage, and that will impact really good expansion for the lungs and the rib cage, which, as you possibly have found yesterday, will impact our breathing too. So we want to open the chest, and we want to make sure that our arms are anchored so that they can move independently from the torso. So it all comes down to our shoulder blades. So the way we're going to begin is to squeeze the shoulder blades together and downwards. It's quite a small movement. I don't want you to be too dramatic and shoving things too far back. So you just want to think about bringing the shoulder blades in towards each other and dropping them a little bit down. So I've just done mine here, and so if I'm normal, I have a tendency to want to be a little bit here. So it's shoulder blades together and down. And that, you should see, just opens up my chest a little bit, drops the shoulders down, but it doesn't actually impinge any movement I have in my arms. So that's the shoulder girdle, the scapulars and all the muscles associated with the scapulars. We have to anchor them in order to keep the upper body in the right spot. And it's perfect for when you get on the horse and you want to have a consistent contact. The other area that we want to concentrate on in the upper body is our chin. Now again, when we're sitting at the desk and if you've been in a rounded shoulder posture for a little while, you will find that your chin has moved away from your spine, and it gradually moves further and further away from the top of your spine. So what we want to do is bring that chin back into where it should be. Because as soon as the chin moves away from the spine, it puts so much stress on the cervical vertebrae and the muscles of the neck, and that can contribute to really horrendous headaches. So what we want to do for that is just to think about lifting the back of your skull straight up to the ceiling. And it gives you a really nice stretch and keeps your chin pulled in towards your neck as well. Okay, so that's the top half of our body. So then we go on to the pelvis and our lower back and our lower body. So ideally, neutral spine gives us a nice curve through our lumbar area, and it's the same curve as in our cervical spine. So it's a curve that bends forward that way. The mid part of our spine, the thoracic vertebrae, bends away from us, and then the lumbar spine goes forward again. So the really most important thing is to keep a curve in that lumbar spine. And then it's putting our pelvis into a neutral position. So that means that our seat bones are pointing straight down, which is crucial when we're going to come to riding, and it's for our positioning, not only our weight and our positioning in the saddle, but also where our hips can move. When our pelvis is in neutral and our seat bones are straight down, our hips are able to move into more of an extended position, so coming back this way, which, as we all want to be sitting elegant on our horses, it's really important for us to be able to get our leg back and underneath ourselves. So to find neutral from the pelvis, we want to, and you can stand and look in a mirror for this, it's quite useful. Hands on your hips, and you're going to imagine that your pelvis is a pail of water, and it's full of water. So you're going to tip the pail forward, imagine you're pouring water out the front, and then you're going to roll your butt underneath you and imagine that you can tip water out the back of the bucket. And you're just going to keep doing this through its full range of movement. And we're going to then just gradually start to decrease the amount of movement until you got to somewhere that resembles halfway. And that should be putting you into neutral. So for me, that's about there. Now, if you don't have a massive amount of movement through your pelvis, don't panic. What I want you guys to do is just millimetre by millimetre try to get that pelvis moving independently from the rest of the body. So quite a lot of people, when they start to try and move their pelvis, they bend their knees and they rock their upper body backwards and forwards. So what I want you to do is eliminate all the other movement, and even if you're thinking that the pelvis is moving a minuscule amount, that's absolutely fine, just bit by bit, and that's your focus for today, just to get that pelvis moving a little bit more. Okay guys, so that's neutral spine. Now the other thing, once you're in neutral, you should be pretty much stacked up. But what I want you to think about when you're walking particularly is to keep your weight over your heels rather than the front of your foot, so that then you start to build really good leg strength and the load through the body is distributed as it should be. Okay guys, so your challenge today, I would set a reminder on your phone just to keep resetting back into neutral wherever you are, whether you're driving, standing, riding, teaching, whatever it is that you're doing. Set a reminder on your phone, maybe every hour, and just so to say, okay, now I need to set my scapulars, need to find neutral, and put yourself back into neutral. We just want to do small repetitions to get the brain thinking about getting into a better spot. Okay, so I hope that helps. Have a great day. Good luck with that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thanks guys.